Nasus Jungle is free LP. Now, you probably don't believe that because for the past 10 years, everyone that makes League videos guarantees that if you play their off-meta build in ranked, you'll get 10 wins, a pentakill, and a happy ending to boot. Or at least that's what the title and thumbnail says. The actual video is 40 minutes of them smurfing in custom lobbies and dropping 9 kills. That's not what this is. This is the task run of SSX Tricky Elysium Alps that you should go watch if you have the time. But this is an extremely in-depth 9-minute video of how I went from Silver 4 to Diamond in about a week. Which, by the way, I'm not a Diamond player. I hit plat once or twice, but I've been silver and gold most of my League life. But now that half the items are twice as useless as half of them ought to be and twice as expensive as half the rest, any champion that needs items is bad, and that's all the champions. Enter Jungle Nasus, the only champion where you can end the game with 6,000 gold in your bank and still be the most tanky and highest DPS player in the game. Now, before I coach you into the easiest wins of your life, I want you to know 2 things. 1, not a small amount of this footage you're gonna see is in Emerald and Diamond lobbies. So if you think this is a cheese strat, then you're kind of right, but who doesn't like cheese? And the second thing you need to know is I still don't like one-trick ponies or people that sweat and don't enjoy the game in general. When I played almost a week straight of Nasus, it was miserable. I did it to prove a point in my previous video, but I figured if I could guarantee have a good jungler when I played games, I would be happier while playing. And since there's been a huge influx of new players, I gotta make sure that even the most lunchly eating, prime drinking, shorts watching, brain dead streamer can at least do okay. This video is a hopeful wish that my teammates will watch this and then pick it so that they can AFK farm and have nothing to do with me. Now, step 1 is the mindset. Jungle Nasus is a guaranteed win, but only if you have the right mindset. So repeat after me. I will not gank. I'm giving you time to repeat it. As an Dora Explorer, you're participating too. I will not gank. Okay, good. I will not look at my lanes. And above all else, I will not unmute my teammates. Now, if you play jungle in any lobbies in Emerald or above, actually below as well, you have probably said this chant to yourself many times, but this is where it matters the most, because your teammates will try to allure you with the potential of a kill or a gank, or maybe even a canyon minion that, if we're being honest, you kind of deserve because you took the time out of your day to come to their lane, but you gotta resist, and that's way easier if you just mute them. You'll get told you're trolling, and you're not ganking enough, you gotta block out these thoughts and messages. Once the game hits 20 minutes and you have 700 stacks, a 95% slow with AoE armor shred, your team will treat you like a king. All you have to do is keep farming, and that pretty much just continues until 12 minutes where you'll get your Triforce and free boots, and you should have like 300 plus stacks. Only then, when you hit this huge power spike, are you allowed to look for a gank. However, you will only gank on the side of the map that your jungle is coming back on, because stacks are your priority number 1. Step 2 is the build. What are you building for runes, the way you run, the timing of your camps? It's all mapped out. Just stick to it and you will win. I know that sentence basically summarizes why I don't like one-trick ponies, but we're making a huge exception right now. You are going to be running Fleet Footwork, Triumph, Basic Ability Haste, and Cut Down, along with free boots, Approach Velocity, and for these guys, just go Ability Haste, Scaling Health, and Tenacity. But why not Phase Rush? Shut up! I'm literally the #1 Nasus jungle. Just trust me. I tried all the other rune pages. I even tried Undying Grasp as a jungler. Frankly, they all work, actually. This champ is just OP right now. You can kind of build whatever you want to. I'm just giving you the brain dead, run and go, no building counter item strat that will make you win. For the items, you're going Blue Smite, Triforce, Ninja Tabby, Spirit Visage, Deadman, Sundered, Jack Shows. And again, you can change this build to fit the environment. Heck, when I get ahead, sometimes I just buy a full opportunity. But this guide is for my octogenarian junglers that struggle to get hard and look at their minimap. Build all that and you'll be good 99% of the time. But obviously, if there's all mages, build Merc Treads. And if they're all ADCs, build full lethality, because what are they going to do? You have a 75% attack speed slow and a 5-second cooldown. Step 3, the gameplay. Now, like I said in step 1, you aren't going to be ganking, which means your new job as a jungler is to get perfect clear times down. Now, Nasus jungle has one of the worst clears imaginable, so before you mute everyone, make sure you ask for a leash, and then after you get laughed at because you asked for a leash in season 14, ask someone else to ward your red, because if they don't, you're going to get counter jungled 70% of the time. Not that that really matters anymore, because jungling has become a role that has the biggest training wheels ever, but for specifically Nasus, it's very annoying to get your flow all messed up, because you are going to do the exact same thing every single game. First, you're going to start at blue, making sure you smite it at 694, getting it below 94 health before using your Q. Then you're going to Grump, getting your E, waiting until it's below 112 health before using your Q. Then to Wolf, starting by using your E on a small wolf and the big wolf. First Q goes on the big wolf, then auto attacking down a little wolf until you can stack off it. Then the same to the next baby wolf until finally stacking off the big wolf. Once you get a cease and desist from PETA and hit level 3, you're going to put that point into your Q again. Then you're going to hit a cheeky E on the raptor wall like this so you can weaken the big guy in one small guy. Focus down that one small guy until you can you can stack off it, track its health down to 140, and queue it immediately, because your jungle monster will hurt all the other raptors while you're doing this, and if you're too slow and don't time it right, you'll come out of raptors with only 60 stacks instead of 63, and at that point you've lost the game. Then you E red so you can pull it quicker. Once your E is back up, you're going to use it to pull Krugs so you can get to them sooner. Auto attack red down until it's at a 750 health, then smite into Q and quickly run to the Krug circle so you save the pull. Then focus down Krug Jr. until you can stack off it, and don't waste time trying to stack off these Krug Jr. Juniors because your cooldown isn't low enough yet. Once you get a big stack off of the Krug, you can either stall out your jungle monster from killing them by not attacking and stacking off each individual Krug Senior Junior, or you can stack off one, eat the rest, and rush to Scuttle. But only if you know the other jungler hasn't gotten it yet. If they have, you're immediately backing and you will almost have exactly 900 gold. You will buy a Sheen and run to Gromp, and if you did it right, he will spawn as soon as you get there. Then you do all that again, minus blue and red. Once you kill Krugs for the second time, there will be almost a 30-second window until you need to back to Gromp, because you didn't have to waste time killing the color buffs. If you want, I will allow you to attempt one gank on bot lane. Otherwise, you're going back, buying 2 long swords and a control ward, put it in this bush, kill Scuttle if it's there, and then do your whole jungle again. At this point, the formula sort of falls apart, because after this, it can get kind of wild, because Dragon and Void Grubs are up, and now you have more options. Either run to Grubs, use your ult, stack off them, or continue clearing jungle. Which, by the way, if you ever get behind on your jungle, just use your ult to increase clear time. It's absolutely worth it. Now, you may have realized I didn't say that Dragon was an option. That's because it's not. You don't have time to roll in the mud with the other jungler, getting all nasty and touching your toes together. You can do that late game. The only times you are allowed to gank is if you know that you have already hit or will hit these metrics. At 6 minutes, you should have 100 plus stacks. At 10 minutes, you should have 300 stacks. At 15, you should have 500 stacks. And at 30 minutes, you should have 1,000 stacks. If you're keeping up with this chart, you're doing good. Play however you want. But if you're slacking, get back in that damn jungle. Unless you are running to a lane to ult and stack off your allies' minion waves, in which case, that's fine. Quick aside, I recently got a quadra kill as AP Gangplank, and it could have been the first AP Gangplank pentakill, but this was ruined by this guy. So I hope he sees this. Step 4, the late game play style. At this point, it's about 20 minutes in. You should have about 650 plus stacks and 2.5 items plus boots. You have now entered the land of milk and honey, because this land we call Summoner's Rift is promising you a bunch of kills and turrets. As long as you kill every minion, every jungle monster, and every Scuttle. I don't count Scuttle as a monster, because why else would he be the only creature on the map we don't kill? I mean, we just scare him a little bit, and for that, he goes underground and helps us out. I mean, if anything, we're the monsters. We're kind of in this abusive relationship with Scuttle. We see him in his home take his damn lunch money that he probably earned in an honest way, probably like a crab doctor studying how to cure cancer because he loves his brother, and then we literally smite him down. I mean, we're pretty screwed up. As long as you're doing all that and getting stacks, you can go anywhere. You one-shot turrets, you one-shot mages, you one-shot pretty much anything that isn't a tank, and even a tank, I mean, you kind of get the job done, especially if you build a Ceradel's Grudge, because then you have an 80% armor pen with a max E. Oh, right, abilities. Do whatever you want. Max your Q first, obviously, but whether you max E or W, it's up to you. They're both such amazing abilities. And once you hit level 9, you'll have a max Q and you can do whatever you want. As long as you have your team backing you, you can essentially clear out the entire base in one go. And if your team isn't backing you, it actually doesn't really matter. You can still end the game solo regularly. He's just great. So there you go. That's how you win. However, if you're like me and actually enjoy this game and want to have fun and still probably win like 70% of the time, here are my favorite Nasus builds to get guaranteed mass reported. Tyson Gay Nasus. Tyson Gay was not just a man with a funny name, but also the second fastest runner in the world, right behind Usain Bolt, who has an incredibly apt name. This build is all about going as fast as possible, and the reason it's not Usain Bolt Nasus is because you still won't be faster than an Udyr that bought level 1 boots. You're going to take Phase Rush, Nimbus Cloak, Clarity, Water Walking, Magical Footwear, Approach Velocity, and the Move Speed Rune. And items, Blue Smite, Swifty Boots, Sheen, which you're going to sell later, you're just using it to stack, Yomu's, Deadman's, Shirilia's, Mercurial Scimitar, and Mejai's, because it gives 10% flat movement speed. Just trust. With this build, you'll be more slippery than a Shaco in Earth, or a Talon in the jungle, or a Garen that knows how to press Q. But if you don't like that and you want to be a little more tanky, try this build. It's called Nasus the Panzer Self Bashter. Hang on. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm gonna get a German. Okay, what's your name?
Ben.
Ben?
Yeah.
Okay, Ben, can you pronounce that?
Yes. It's a Panzer Selbstfahrlafette für 7,62 cm, Park 36. R auf Fahrgestell, Panzerkampfwagen, Ausfahrt D1 und D2.
Appreciate you, Ben. That one, it's just a old World War II tank, and this build, it's a full health tank, and it's like they're 2 tanks, and I thought it'd be funny. You go Undying Grasp, Demolish, Conditioning, Overgrowth, Triumph, and Bloodline, because that gives health now, and then the health scaling runes. Items are Sheen, Heartsteel, Bloodmail, Titanics, Warmogs, Trinity, because weirdly enough, it gives more health than Iceborne, and Merc Treads. Your ult gives you armor and magic resist, and stacks are all the damage you'll ever need, but the Heartsteel and Titanic make you not just a tank, but a tank with a 7.62 CM pack, 36 hour or whatever the bullets that this thing used is. And if that's not dumb enough for you, here's my favorite one. One-hit wonder Nasus. Now, if your first kill with this build isn't a one-shot, just FF. You messed it up. This is all about one-shotting. You're gonna run first strike, which means you're gonna have to do a little dodging because you're a melee champ, so you need to proc it. Then you're gonna take the ability haste rune and cut down. The rest of the runes don't really matter. They're all fine. The items, however, are crucial. You build a Trinity Force, Opportunity, Cyclo Sword, Sundered Sky, and an Infinity Edge. Sundered will guarantee your first hit is a crit. Infinity Edge will increase that crit damage by 40%, and you're not going to build boots. You're building Deadmans. So you get the first strike proc with your E, and then run to them in time to get your one hit off, and then run away. This is a very non-committal build. If you don't one-shot them, get out. There's no cuddling or eggs in the morning. As soon as you get your business done, you leave. Now, before you head out and go to work on your oil rig, which is what I'm assuming most of y'all do, y'all are probably all blue-collar workers like me. I saw this video on all Pike matchups, and I thought that was valuable information. So here's all the Nasus matchups. Ban these 2 guys. Everyone else, probably fine. Also, I said the last video would be my last video unless someone solved some puzzle I made up, but I made it too easy, and there was a Discord that figured it out. So here's this one. First person to enter the answer into the website, linked below, gets to decide if my next video is my last.
I think we threw the game.
No.
Yo, who fed that Shyvana? Reported.
Bro, hold on.
We just systematically crush their souls.
It's time to show them your mechanical prowess, guys. Like,
It's time to show them our mechanical prowess. Shut up.
no. Look at Aesol mechanics, bro. Watch.
From Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know what that is,
Hold
but
on, I'm gonna wait for my.
You don't know what Kingdom Hearts is? Oh,
That's
brother.
fine. It's not a good game anyway.
Based.